Okay, so I have some leftover cotton yarn. I keep it in this little mesh thing that I got from some limes or some lemons. I usually grab either one. I save this. I take this staple out with a pair of pliers. You can cut this off, or you can just pick out the stitching on the side here. And then you have a nice long piece of mesh that you can use a couple of pieces for smaller balls, or use the whole piece for a bigger ball of yarn. You can tuck the label right in there. This was Sugar and Cream by Lily, and it is 100% USA grown cotton. It's a medium 4, so that's the type of cotton, kitchen cotton that you can use for this project. I'm just using leftover yarn, and you can feel it. It gets a little stuck in there. I can feel, oop, yep, came out. Oh, well, I'm trying. I've been using that one ball for a while without having to ball it up. But it looks like I might need to ball it up. But anyway, just to let you know, that's one way to keep a store spun skein or hank from collapsing and falling apart on itself. This really does work. Just not this time. It's time to become a ball instead of a store hank. So here is my trusty Nostapine, and I have a video. I can link it down below, and I will show you how to hank or to cake up a ball of yarn that has yarn barf like this. But I will finish this, get it nice and neat, and then we'll be back and we'll start our project. So I'm going to make a tail first. Now, when I'm playing with my cats, I usually pick up the mouse by the tail and dangle it for them. So, the longer the tail, the less scratches I will get on my hands. So, it doesn't have to look like a real tail on a mouse. These are magic mice with nice long tails. I know it looks like an excessively long tail for a mouse, but trust me, you'll be happy that you did that. And I'm just going to go back into the first chain and I'll make a single crochet. just like that. Just keep going into that. Same chain. Just going around. Now I've done three single crochets. Now I'm going to move the tail down and go over the tail into the hole. And do 3 more. I don't do a pattern for this. This is just by feel. Now I see where the first crochet is. It's right here. There's the V. I'm going to go into it. I'm keeping a really tight tension on this. This is pretty much amigurumi, and we're just going to do a circle. Go back into it again. And just do 2. So you should have 12 because we put 6 in originally around the tail. 3 on one side of the tail and 3 on the other. So we're doing 2 now in each of those 6. Okay, feeling like we're coming up on it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And I'm just going to spiral in by using only 1 crochet per, because that 12 stitches is as large as I want the mouse to be. If I make it too big, it won't be a mouse anymore, it'll be a rat. And who wants to look at rats? A little orange mousey, that's cute. Big orange rat, not cute. So I'm going to make 12 my maximum. Which means I get to spiral around and around and around until I want to start tapering down to the nose. And tapering down to the nose is not like you made the behind grow, because that was gradual and round. You want your mice to have a little badonkadonk, but their nose has got to be cute and pointy. So keep making your rounds, your spirals, until you have the body as long as you want it to be. But you keep on going. You go ahead and pause when you need to and rewind when you need to. You can even fast forward or slow down the video. there are interesting little controls under that gear icon that will let you watch things faster or slower if you need or want it. Sometimes it's funny when people go in fast forward motion. Yeah, but this is almost halfway done. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this off camera. Okay, so I think I've made my mouse as long as I want to. It's practically like a thimble at this point. So I'm going to start tapering down, which means I pull it through, and then I go into the next one and pull it through. And then I do 2 single crochets together. And that will start to taper it. Another way you can taper is to skip a hole, but what that does is that leaves a hole in your project, and you want these to be tight so that the stuffing doesn't come out. So I've done 1, and now I'm going to do 2 together. 1, 2. And then pull through those 3. Do 1 single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 together. Oops, almost out of muscle memory, I almost did that as a single crochet by itself, but no. I'm going to pull through those, all those. See how quickly it's tightening up? It's looking more like a chili pepper. Just 1. Alright, and let's do 2 together. This is really tight. My hands are going to feel it tomorrow. You can use any kind of yarn you like. You can use acrylic. You could use wool. I'm going to use cotton going forward because I had some I made out of acrylic, and I don't think it was strong enough to hold up to washing and all the cats' rough housing. Kitties can get a little rough on their mice. I'm really glad I chose the 3.5 over the 4mm hook, because I think it would have been really hard to get my hook into this smaller and smaller spot. So I guess I should probably stuff this before I make it too small. So let me go get my scrap yarn. So here's one of my covered containers. This, in a previous life, used to be a container for dishwashing soap pods. But now it's my yarn scrap thing, and boy does it smell good. I've washed it again and again and again, and it just smells really good. It still smells like fresh laundry every time I open it. So I'm gonna go get my carding brush. So surprise, it's actually a cat brush that I bought off the internet, and I only use it for my yarn. I'm not using it for anything for kitties, brushing them, but I take these scraps, and these are really nice. These are fluffy acrylic. But you see now it looks more like a stuffing. These are just the ends that I saved. From a project that I made for the house. And normally my ends are a little bit longer, but I had a limited amount of yarn for that project, so I really had to economize. Wow, isn't that a pretty effect? It's like I'm unspinning the yarn. And I'm pulling it in the direction of the curve. See the curve? I hope you can see that, how it bends and it goes like that. So. Oh, hi kitty. You want to get brushed? This is Evan. He loves to be brushed. So I'm going to pull this out. I'll have to tighten that later. I'm just going to use my hook. Just kind of push it in there. I know you want to be brushed, but this is not a kitty brush. This is a yarn brush. I'll show you a picture of Evan. There we go. You think that's stuffed enough? Maybe a little bit more. And this isn't the only reason why I saved these ends, but this is the main reason why I saved my ends. Is they make great stuffing. I just work from the end in. And you can use your hook if they're sticking. And I keep meaning to buy another one so I can go like this and it's even faster. But I just have the one clean one that doesn't have any cat hair on it. And you can fill this tightly and then squish it. So I'm going back to finishing up the nose, tightening that up. so the last one was 1, so it's 2. And 1. And then 2 together. So that means I'm going into 1 stitch and then the next, and then I have these 3 loops on my hook, and that pulls those 2 stitches together. And you see how fast that's making that taper? That makes me very happy. So I think we could say this mousey is done. I don't know if I like how big that hole is on the end. I could do one more. I'm pulling on it really, really tight. Okay, I think I'm done with the mousey. So I'm going to go in and slip stitch the last one. Okay. I'm going to pull it once. Let's make it tight. Tight as we can do it. And then pull it one more time. Let's go ahead and cut it. Pull it as tight as we can. Okay, and now I'm going to go in through this side and just pull this in. I know it might pull a little bit of the stuffing. There we go. Go up from the side again. Just try to push that yarn back in place so there's not such a big hole when I poked it through the side. And this is another way that you can do the tail if you wanted to. Leave a really long end on it and just keep going through until you get to the back hole, and then you just pull the tail through like that and then crochet that tail right out the hole. It's just another way that you can do it. To my scrap pile. Now here's the end. You can crochet it in if you want. Just go like that. I don't know if you saw what I did there. I'm going through the back bumps, which aren't that easy. Every time I make a mousey, I do it different. So you can do that all the way up if you want. I'm just going to cut it here. Alright. This is your mousey. You can add ears or eyes with some embroidery thread. I'm not going to do that because this will just get beat up and I don't want them. I don't recommend using any kind of beads or gluing anything on because it will it could get swallowed and your trip to the vet is not worth it for you or your cat. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Like and subscribe, and if you make some mousies, please put them on my Facebook group so I can see them. Thanks for tuning in to Crochet Your Way today.